Okay, man, it's getting freaking weird now.
Yeah, this scares me, and I like to call it, this one here, pucker factor. And if you don't know what that means, let's just say this one concerns me. And if you're homeless or you have a home, if you're rich or in the gutter, this means something to you. And then it ties into with where I'm at right now, kind of what I was looking at the other day, and then also where I'm going and why I go to South America. And I tell you guys, if you've been here before, welcome. If you haven't, Tectonic Traveler. I leave and I come back, and I've been saying I see the difference. No argument here. There's no discussion, no conspiracy, a lot of weird shit happening. Excuse the language. What's happening with people that don't have places to live. And it doesn't matter if you're a nomad in your RV or you're homeless or you have a home. Things are going to be changing, and they're not, this is not a scare tactic. Guys will ask sometimes, like, why are you just sitting there by that wall? Well, I'm resting. And when I rest and I'm not doing a trip or I'm not hauling the big load across to the next place, I'm doing research and I'm trying to help people. So the channel's about writing and about stories and about helping with stuff like this. I sit here for hours and research things when I don't have anything else to do, which is pretty rare, but I'm interested. I want to help. So, but in Colombia, or where I am in the winter sometimes, and anywhere in South America, any Latin American country, if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. There's still a real family feel. There's just that feel there, Now, if you're in a great family in America right now and you feel that, that is awesome. And that's what I used to feel when I was a kid and in my younger days in the 70s, early 80s. My family was really tight. And if one family member had a problem, they would bring them in, help them out. But everybody helped each other out. Now, these days, well, of course, we have all these drugs and different dynamics we didn't have back then. We had alcohol, and we had the other stuff, marijuana and cocaine and all that. But now it's just off the charts, and also families, because of the way things evolved over time, are just spread out. And like my family, almost non-existent. Thank God I have 2 wonderful daughters, and then I still have family left. But yeah, that's what happened. And when I went to South America, I felt overwhelmed at Christmas time. Hey, Chacos. And I was like, what's the difference? What is this feeling I'm having? It used to be, feels like I'm a kid again. And at nighttime, I could hear people singing, and it wasn't a weekend night. It was like, when I first got there, it was like a Wednesday night, and you could hear people use stereos with the big, the classic big speakers like we used to use. They still use those down there. The grandma cooks and makes meals, and they dance in America. You wouldn't see this in South America. And this is the plan. This is the what do I want? The current administration's plan. And I'm not political. I don't lean either way. Well, I can't say that. But anyway, this is the plan. I just want to read it to you a little bit and just talk about it and not stretch it out, because you can find this out. But I just found this out this morning. And it's connected to this facility that's being built outside of the place that I'm at in the desert. I'm out here in the desert, but I thought I'd stop by, show you the new facility they're building for people without houses. And it'll be interesting. I'm going to get in the... And it's part of... Look it up, Salt Lake City's new campus for Transformative Living. It's basically a gated community for people that don't have homes. And it offers treatment. I want to read, I can't remember all this stuff. I read it and I was like just blown away. And so basically it's just outside of Salt Lake City, $25 million project, prioritized, going on right now. I believe it's south of Salt Lake City. I've spent a lot of time there, so I know the area they're talking about, I think. So there's a lot of criticism mounting. And here's the thing is, I know treatment is good for people, certain people. And I'm not against this, getting people in a place where they get food and eat and get treatment and all that. But what scares me about this is it's, you can't leave. And if you here's the thing. Here's the kind of gray area. It's great for most of those people in the gutter. And I love you guys if you're in there, and I'm sorry. But this is how I feel about it. That needs to be cleaned up. Nomads and stuff, here's how you could get mixed up, and it's kind of dumb. And I already heard one story about someone in New Mexico, like me, just living on a bike. But they had a serious past and of mental problems and drug addiction, and they had cleaned up their act and got their stuff together. So it wasn't me. That wasn't my story exactly. I struggled with alcohol and years ago and overcame that by almost dying. But anyway, that the difference is, you could just be out there and they say, well, all right, are you high right now? Or, are you drinking? And you've had maybe a beer or something. I don't drink anymore either. But somebody could get mixed up in that. And they say, well, maybe you need to go to treatment. And you're out here on the street. You don't have anywhere to live. That's not a scare tactic. It's real. It's what they're talking about. And if you're just clean and you're living good and you're in your RV doing your thing, I understand there's nothing to worry about, right? And that's how I feel. I don't feel threatened. I have a passport. I can go. I don't have any record out there, anything after me, any warrants or anything like that. But I know there's people out there scared and living kind of on the fringe like that. If you are wealthy, you have a home and you're happy and all that, I think that's great. But I think it's the important message here for maybe you, if you're still watching at this time, is the difference that I see, and maybe you see it too, because most likely if you have money, you travel. I travel because it's part of my work. But I go and I come back and I see, wow, this is what's going on here, and they're making a plan. And I've always said, and I've said it, well, not always, but lots, make a plan before somebody else has a plan for you. I didn't make that up, but it's a good one. Please like and subscribe. We'll talk to you in the next one. And that's it for today.